to find this cheater. And y'all think Rashida is so dumb. And Kirk is so dumb. And he's just a cheater. Where the f are the bitches that I'm cheating with? Help me out.
This is a full-fledged legal battle, not just another reality TV scandal, and Kirk Frost just won so decisively that Jasmine might be packing her bags for good. To track down this unfaithful partner, you all think Rashida is so naive and Kirk is so clueless and he's just a cheater. Then tell me, where are the people I'm cheating with? Help me out then. Kirk Frost has been embroiled in controversy for years, but his most recent legal battle with Jasmine Washington has completely turned the tide. As you may recall, Jasmine accused Kirk of fathering her son, Cannon, in 2016, an accusation that sent shockwaves through his marriage with Rashida. When Jasmine stepped forward and exposed their affair on national television, she also pointed the finger publicly, saying Kirk was the father of Cannon. The whole thing exploded. Kirk's reputation took a massive hit. His name was dragged through the mud. But while Kirk was facing the storm, Jasmine was pushing forward, fighting for recognition, fighting for child support, fighting to be heard. Recently, though, Kirk secured a major legal win. After years of messy paternity drama, allegations of neglect, and endless back and forth both on and off screen, Jasmine's efforts to legally compel Kirk to pay out fell flat. The court dismissed all of her claims and ruled in Kirk's favor. But what exactly did Kirk bring to the table that persuaded the judge? And more importantly, what does this mean for Jasmine, who's been holding on to this story for nearly a decade? Let's rewind for a moment and dive into the chaotic spiral that led to this moment. Picture this. Jasmine shows up at Kirk's house one intense evening, and it's not for a friendly chat. She's screaming, banging on doors, causing a commotion worthy of a movie scene. According to neighbors, the whole block was rattled. Just imagine waking up in the middle of the night to that madness. Jasmine was shouting that Kirk had been ignoring her calls, dodging child support, and abandoning her altogether. But this wasn't just about hurt feelings or missed payments. The energy was explosive. Some neighbors even thought the whole thing was being filmed for television. Jasmine wasn't just upset, she was furious. She called Kirk a negligent father, said he left her and Cannon out in the cold the moment the affair came to light. This was her breaking point, and even though the drama had been brewing for years, this night hit a new peak. And let's not forget, she had already put Kirk on blast in front of the entire world on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. She wasn't just making noise, she was making sure everyone saw Kirk's dirty laundry. Kirk knew Jasmine could be unpredictable, but this was too far. He called the police, documented everything, and got his legal team into motion fast. When officers arrived, they had a front row seat to the chaos. Jasmine was shouting that Kirk had abandoned her and Cannon, while Kirk stood his ground and let law enforcement handle it. The police report later described Jasmine as aggressive and unstable, and that description, it ended up helping Kirk's case. But this wasn't just about one night of trespassing. No, this was about everything Jasmine had dragged Kirk through over the years. The affair shattered his marriage to Rashida, and Jasmine's continued public digs didn't help either. Even after Kirk admitted to the affair and accepted paternity, Jasmine kept pushing. This lawsuit, demanding more support and showing up unannounced, was the final straw. This time Kirk didn't hold back. He countersued Jasmine for property damage, trespassing, harassment, emotional distress, and he secured a restraining order. And the most damning part? Surveillance footage. It proved Jasmine knew exactly what she was doing. She didn't just show up quietly, she made sure everyone knew she was there. That was all the court needed. The restraining order changed everything, legally barring Jasmine from Kirk's life, at least in the eyes of the law. His legal team portrayed her as a woman who went too far, who couldn't let go. In the video from that fateful night, she's seen yelling at the door, demanding answers, making a scene, and threatening to expose Kirk yet again. Any further chaos, and given the strength of the evidence against her, Jasmine had little chance of retaliating. Kirk's team even suggested that Jasmine was trying to capitalize on the situation for publicity, claiming she was obsessed with being on television and was using their past affair to maintain her relevance. Let's talk about Rashida now. According to insiders, she is standing by her man, not because she's ignoring Kirk's past transgressions, but because this time she's putting her foot down. She's pressing Kirk to make sure Jasmine doesn't bring any more drama into their lives. And let's be honest, Rashida has endured a lot over the years, the lies, the infidelity, the public embarrassment. But now, her stance is firm: protect the family and cut the chaos out for good. Jasmine is now laser-focused on Kirk and all about setting boundaries. Behind the scenes, sources say she's been making key decisions, giving Kirk clear instructions to ensure Jasmine's antics never disrupt their household again. Still, there are whispers that Jasmine isn't done yet, that she's planning a comeback. She's not going down quietly. But is this a desperate bluff, or is there more to the story? Jasmine has been loud about Kirk dodging his responsibilities, and she's implied that she has receipts to prove it. Rumors are swirling that she's preparing to fire back, to deny Kirk's accusations and position herself as the true victim. But here's the catch: it doesn't look like she'll be able to mount a successful defense against Kirk's solid legal case. While Kirk's lawyers portray her as reckless, Jasmine's low-profile exit isn't an option anymore, not with the public watching and everyone remembering her previous behavior. She insists that Kirk's lawsuit isn't about justice, it's about silencing her. According to Jasmine, Kirk has been harassing her for years behind the scenes, hoping to preserve his image by painting her as the unhinged ex. She claims he's manipulating the narrative to make himself the victim while branding her the crazy baby mom. Jasmine even suggests that Kirk has been pulling strings for a long time, downplaying her pain, controlling the story, and making sure no one takes her seriously. She says she's not just throwing out baseless accusations, she's got secrets and they could hurt Kirk badly. We're talking real business practices, hidden truths, a past affair that might not have been so consensual. Though she hasn't released hard evidence yet, Jasmine implies that Kirk was more controlling than people realized, that he used intimidation tactics to keep her quiet when the affair first surfaced. That paints a disturbing picture, one where Kirk uses manipulation to discredit women when they speak out. Jasmine, whether rightly or wrongly, has been labeled the woman who destroyed Kirk and Rashida's marriage. Many see her as an opportunist who leveraged her relationship with Kirk to get on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and ride the drama wave to fame. Even after she spoke out, public opinion was split. Some people saw a heartbroken woman, others saw a clout chaser. Now social media isn't holding back. People are mocking Jasmine, pointing out that she knew about Kirk's marriage from the start. They say her arrival at his house that night was nothing more than a stunt to stay relevant. But here's the real question: could she be sitting on evidence that would flip the entire situation? Sometimes the person causing a scene is actually trying to sound the alarm. If Jasmine does have emails, recordings, or texts that portray Kirk as the bad guy, he might be in trouble again. Still, Kirk walked away victorious because the judge didn't find Jasmine's claims credible. The court ruled in Kirk's favor across the board. Harassment and trespassing charges stayed intact. The judge made it clear: Jasmine's actions weren't just careless, they were dangerous. A restraining order was granted, legally keeping her away from Kirk and his home. Here's where things get serious. If Jasmine slips up, if she violates that restraining order or tries to pull another stunt, she could face hefty fines or even jail time. The court's decision put her in a legal bind, and any misstep could land her right back in the courtroom. But Kirk isn't stopping there. He's going after full custody of Cannon. And let's be honest, given everything that's happened, the odds are in his favor. That video of Jasmine's meltdown at Kirk's house, it's being treated as the final nail in the coffin. The restraining order, the harassment charges, they all feed into the narrative that she's not a stable parent. Kirk's legal team is already building their case, arguing that Cannon deserves a safe, peaceful home environment. And Kirk? He has the resources, the legal power, and the financial reach to make it happen. Meanwhile, Jasmine isn't backing down. She's still saying that Kirk is an absent father who has neglected his responsibilities. She's calling for more child support and saying she can prove Kirk has avoided his duties. But let's face it, at this point, Jasmine is coming off as more desperate than dangerous. The court doesn't seem to be buying it. Public opinion isn't either. Still, Jasmine continues to threaten to expose Kirk. After everything, after the tears, the cameras, the court dates, it seems like Kirk and Rashida are back on solid ground and ready to close this chapter once and for all. But here's the final question: is Kirk going too far? Or is Jasmine responsible for everything that's happened? Could Jasmine actually be sitting on explosive dirt that could ruin Kirk? Or is this just a case of a bitter ex trying to get the last word? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. This court victory might not be the end. Is Jasmine just barking, not biting? She claims she's got proof of Kirk's shady dealings. But the truth hasn't come out yet.